My background is, the reason why I came to Northern Ireland was I worked for a little post-production company in Manchester after I had studied at Bournemouth Film and Television, just so people can see that. And the company I was working for just sent me to Belfast to work for the BBC. And so I ended up over here, and that was in 1984. And I got told basically, if you're here longer than 6 months, you'll never leave. So, what is it, 35 years later, I'm still here, married to a lady from Belfast and two young sons. I became a granddad 4 weeks ago today. The only problem is in Canada. But I hear that's a good point, because apparently we won't be babysitting that often.
That's a good thing, yeah.
So there you go. Now, I worked on at least 200 videos that I think were seen on television at one point or other, until about 20 years ago. And then I became a lecturer, but I carried on making my own films. In the last couple of years, I've made 300 videos on YouTube. And this is where this video is going to end up at some point. It'll end up on YouTube, you know, to another audience. We made a film in 1992 called All I've Ever Known, which is about a 50-year-old lady who lived in Belcoo. She lived in a little cottage where there was no running water, no electricity, and she walked about half a mile to get to the place. It's called All I've Ever Known. The producer put the film up onto YouTube about 4 years ago, and for 2 years it sat there and had about 2,000 views. Not many people watched it. And I think when it was broadcast on the BBC, it would have been seen by about 30,000 people. Well, about a year or so ago, it suddenly just rocketed, and we didn't know why. It just took off. And halfway through last year, it was up to about 400,000 views. And I just looked recently, and we're up to about 950,000 views so far. So that's now been seen by far more people than it would have done when it was originally broadcast on the BBC. So this is where a lot of the audiences are now sort of coming from. And myself and my colleagues, as I say, I've produced 200 videos on YouTube. We're trying to build up this audience. We've got lots of skills, but we're seeing that the youngsters are actually getting massive audiences and actually generating an income on YouTube. So I've been training people how to tell stories, so I'm trying to work out if I can do something similar with my colleagues and see if we can start to generate an audience on YouTube, and then eventually we're setting up down in Thomastown in County Kilkenny. There's an old people's home, but it's not full of old people, it's someone's house now, and we're turning it into a little place for Airbnb where people can come and have experiential holidays in the art of storytelling and video production, and we'll see what we can actually produce there. I hope you enjoyed the film. Please subscribe and click on the notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for watching.